Hello everyone. In the last few days, of course, what has dominated the news, or one of the things that have dominated the news, is on the issue of oil theft. Yes, and the discovery of an illegal pipeline that has been there for 9 years, according to them. So the question of how did they suddenly know that it was there for 9 years? If not that they knew it all along. But before I go on, I want you to listen at Mr. Peter Obi, where in one of the places where he was talking about the oil theft itself, and the fact that this is not something that is done without government knowledge. This is not something that is done without the people in knowledge. Because like he said, oil is not sweet that you steal and put in your pocket. But anyway, take a listen at.
Every day you hear people are stealing oil. Oil is being stolen by people in government. Nobody. Oil is not sweet you put in your pocket. For you to steal oil, a ship has to come to your territorial waters. And that must be approved by Navy. So it's not you. None of you can steal oil. Nobody here can steal oil. Your Grace, you can't steal oil. Because you have to have a ship. Every ship is registered and everybody knows where the ship is going. And you have to have approval. So the only people who can steal oil are people in power.
Having listened to him, you did hear that, right? This is not something that you just pick up and then you just steal. Nobody knows about it. There are ships that are coming in. Ships that have to be registered. You know, there's something about, especially when it comes to air and waters, the territorial waters and the airspace of any nation, they are always closely marked. You don't just stray in. You must have permission to be able to enter this place, and that's where you have the Navy. Of course, you know, this is their job. They check all of these waters. Any ship, and it's not a tiny ship. I mean, I saw a report where somebody was saying it takes billions to be able to hire a ship. It's not something that like you and I, we just go in and just stop an Uber and say, okay, we just stole a tuber of yam and we throw it inside. No, it's something that needs real organization, real money. Before you can even steal oil, you must have real money, the money to be able to do that. So it's not something that, oh, it's just done anyhow by some people coming out of somewhere and just stealing this thing and going on. So it's a syndicate. I mean, and it's backed by government and protected by security agents. Take a listen at Tompolo, one of those, you know, Niger Delta activists that has the contract to protect our pipes over there in the Niger Delta. Just listen to what is it that he has to say.
Are coming from, you see security as put over the places. If you look at the whole setting where this illegal bunkering is taking place, if you have one Navy gunboat, one Army gunboat, the extreme end is where the real bunkering is taking place.
Of course, as you can see from what he has said, there is protection by the state, using the state security, where you have the naval, this thing here, whatever, you have where the bunker is actually taken, where the stealing is actually take place. Nigerian security agents are actually protecting them. This is what he has said. And so here we are as a nation, we are suffering. They say there is no money. Nigeria has money. The fact is that a few people have hijacked this country. A few people are holding on to this money. A few people are the ones who have put us in their pocket, and they don't want this freedom. And that's why the whole political system that you see now, the whole political process, rather, where citizens are coming out to say that they want to be the ones to put in their own person. You know, a lot of people are fighting that because many of them, they want the corruption to continue. A lot of people want to be the next ones that are going to get in there, and before you know what's happening, they are the ones who are now the new billionaires in town. Their children are all over the place, or oppressing other people's children. They themselves are already oppressing us. Their children want to oppress our own children. That must not happen. We must have a Nigeria where our collective wealth is being judiciously used for our collective good, not just a Nigeria where a few people have hijacked the state and put the state in its pocket. Just to analyze, for you to really know this thing that it's going on. There is no how this thing is going on without Buhari himself. Buhari himself is the tiffin minister of petroleum. He has been the minister of petroleum for the last 7 years. Since he came into office, he took that portfolio, and under him, this unprecedented theft is going on. Nigeria is said to lose about 400,000 barrels of oil monthly. And the cost of that is about $700 million. This is not hearsay. This is the official report itself. $700 million being lost every month. Multiply that by 12. Wow. In 2 months, that's $1.4 billion. If you multiply that by, that is $8.4 billion. $8.4 billion is what we are losing yearly from the one that this one that they know, the ones that they've not yet put an eye on. We don't even know that one. $8.4 million. Meanwhile, Nigeria will be going out to be borrowing money, paying so much taxes, too much interest on this money, and even the money that is borrowed is being stolen again, throwing our children, our children's children, our children's children's children into debt. People that have not come into, that have not been born into Nigeria, they're already indebted. Nigerians that have not been born, your great-grandchildren are already being indebted because some people are stealing the collective wealth and putting it in their pocket. By the time we really sit down, we have some people who are interested in cutting costs of governance, plugging the holes of corruption. That's what we keep saying. Before you even start fighting plug the holes, the opportunities people have to be corrupt, plug them and see the kind of money that is going to come into the nation from this still in a row. $8.4 billion. Imagine when you begin to get taxes from real companies that should be paying taxes, most of them that bribe tax agents and all of that for them to get away from actually paying Nigeria the taxes that they're supposed to pay. A lot of things, you know, that are going on. For me to break this down for you, let's look at the fact that the Nigerian, what do you call it now? The budget for 2022, yeah, this is 2020. The budget for 2022 was 17.126 trillion naira. Meanwhile, this money we are losing yearly is 4.2 trillion. This $8.4 billion is 4.2 trillion naira. Meanwhile, our whole budget is 17.126 trillion. And then we had a deficit of 6.25 trillion. Meanwhile, there's 4.2 that some people have been taking away, siphoning, and just taking them away, and it's nothing. It's for them to just do what they want to do and then oppress the rest of us. You find them, that's when they are not the ones that are owning all the latest car that you can think about. They own big houses, they own houses abroad. I mean, you as a business person, you're here struggling. When you're doing the right thing, every time you're struggling, you're not able to meet up. Some people are just corrupt money and they will use it. Some of them want to claim back this money. They just spoil all the whole economy, distort the economy with all of the stolen money that they have. And we cannot continue like this, honestly, Nigerians. We need to come together. We need to sit up. We need to ensure that we are voting in people, that we have our interests, that we plug all these holes of corruption, that we cut the cost of governance, that we ensure that they put us first, that they are using our collective wealth for our collective good, not the one that only a few people are taking this wealth and they're using it for themselves and they're just enjoying themselves. That's not the way that it should be. And every one of us, honestly, we must begin to take interest in what happens in the country. Nigeria is blessed. Nigeria has what it takes to be a great nation. We only have a few people that have kept us down, and most of them are the ones who are our leaders. And one of the things that I like a lot that Mr. Peter Obi keeps talking about is the fact that in a country where you have politicians are richer, that are the richest people, there's a problem there. Politics is not where you make money. Business is where you make money. If you want to make money, go do your private business. Don't go into politics, and that's where you're making money. So, dear Nigerians, we have a lot of work to do. We have less than 5 months in doing this. Let's put everything together and work and ensure that we are not even just working for ourselves. So we are working for our descendants. that they've already put gbese on their head, that they already put money that they are owing or debts on their head. We need to take away those debts. We need to get our country back. We need to work on our country, and we need to ensure that Nigeria works for all of us. Our collective wealth must be used for our collective good. Thank you.